Welcome to Mick and the Psychic, where we leave no stone unturned as we explore all things outside the apparent physical realm.
There is no intent to teach or make you believe or disbelieve anything. It is just a safe space to listen and explore with us.
So for this next episode, you have permission to open your heart and mind as you join myself and Xavier on this deep dive into the unknown.
The spirits are either choosing words from the radio, from the TV, from it's coming into the spirit box to path.
Yeah.
You've got to get an intelligent response to know that you've got a good connection. The second way is that they use that white noise and the chaos of sound like putty to form words.
I might just start this show by the fact that I believe that this show is going to be an absolute shit show because it is a shotgun podcast organized in 3 minutes.
Awesome.
And we're trying to hijack your podcast time, but it's amazing to have Anne and Renata on the show with us. I thought, leading up to this, it's kind of funny because we've got two psychics, a hypnotherapist and a paranormal investigator in the room. So I thought I'd make a joke about it. Would you like to hear my joke?
Oh, yeah.
Go right for it. Go
okay,
on.
so two psychics, a hypnotherapist and a paranormal investigator walk into the bar. The barman asks them, okay, what can I get you guys? So the paranormal investigator, of course, goes up first and says, well, I guess I'm after some spirits. And they all laugh and the bartender's like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Okay, and turns to the psychics and says, okay, what can I get you ladies? And one of the psychics says, well, I'll have what she's having, but as long as it doesn't follow me home. Everyone laughs again. And the bartender's getting a little bit annoyed at this stage because only got bad jokes, still hasn't got a drinks order, turns to the hypnotherapist and says, okay, what specific drink would you like to order from me? And the hypnotherapist looks at the others and says, who the fuck are you guys talking to? Thank you. I worked on that for a very long time. Worked on that for a very long time.
Very good.
So Anne and Renata, you guys are Frightfully Good, which is also one of your podcasts. The True Hauntings podcast, which I've heard a fair few of your episodes, and you're very, very funny. And Spooky Sundays as well.
Yes, that's correct.
So Spooky Sundays is a radio show which has actually been turned into a podcast as well. So you get a bit of everything.
So good.
Awesome.
That is so good.
All bets are off on Spooky Sundays. We don't behave ourselves at all.
Very naughty. The only thing is we can't swear.
Oh, right. Well,
yeah. We'll let it all out. You're allowed to swear on this one. We have explicit standard on our podcast. So it's not a
all right, Renata, you hear
expected.
that? I'm allowed to swear.
All right.
So back off, bitch.
All right.
Oh, no, we can't say that word. To all the feminists out there, we apologise for that behaviour.
liar.
Fair enough. One thing, a topic that we haven't covered on the show, we cover a lot of different topics. And one of the topics we haven't really covered yet has been like ghosts and beings and the paranormal. Do you guys know anything about that, or are we barking up the wrong tree?
Not really.
But I haven't been involved in ghost investigations or going to any haunted places. I haven't done anything like that. So I'm really excited to chat about that and ask you guys questions, because I communicate with spirits on the other side for people who would like to connect with their loved ones, but I don't really understand why you might pick up spirits that are hanging around. Are they memories, energy stuck? I have so many questions around that. Why are they here? Are they really stuck? Is there a problem? What's going on with that? So tell us whatever you like.
Oh, we can make shit up.
Yeah.
Oh, you can for sure make shit up. We won't believe you.
Well, the honest truth is we don't have the answers. Nobody really truly has the answers. All we can do is take the knowledge and the reading that we have and put it together with our beliefs and biases and come up with a theory.
Great.
How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
It sounds like I now want to hear the answer. That's great.
Oh, look, I've met a few people who believe that they know what the answer is, and that's fine. That's okay. I prefer to sit on the fence and kind of go, I'm still up for exploring. I'm still up for trying to work things out, and I'm happy where I'm at the moment. I don't need to know everything. I don't need to get to the last chapter of the book. I'm still enjoying reading the book,
Yeah.
So take me to the next chapter. I can wait for the last
It's not
one.
about the destination,
Oh,
it's the journey.
Oh, that's beautiful. Can I
the
put that in the
journey.
title?
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
quote.
But there is a bit
yeah.
of a theme in being curious and being playful with things is when like really interesting things actually can happen, can't it? Like when you've got an open heart and an open
And the
mind,
ego's
that's
out
when
of the
stuff
way.
happens.
Yeah, and when you don't have cameras on recording, that's when stuff happens every time.
Yeah.
Do they do that on purpose?
Absolutely.
Well, there was actually, I was doing a course through the University of Edinburgh called Introduction to Parapsychology, and they said as part of the course, the quickest way to rid your home of ghosts is to turn on video cameras and try and capture the evidence.
Start a YouTube channel.
You wonder if there's a rule book or something which says you're not allowed to show yourself or speak if there's cameras or recording devices present.
They just don't want to give you they don't want you to have the credit of finding anything. They just want to do their thing. It must be different things at times though, mustn't it? Like, I mean, it can't all be the same thing that you guys are picking up on investigations or, when you investigate ghost stories or things.
Oh, absolutely not. It's as varied as we are as the human race. Everyone is unique and different. And so are the energies that we come into contact with. Some are stronger, some are weaker, some are young, some are old, some have been around for a really long time. Some are not even, I guess, human, if you want to put it into that context. They may be some sort of a place energy. They may be even older than, humanity itself, belong to the earth. They may be extraterrestrial. Let's put it out there. They may be interdimensional. Who the freaking hell knows? We don't know. We're in the process of joining the dots, but whether we're actually creating what those dots should be in the end, I don't know. We're having a good stab at it, but I don't think we really sort of know at this point in time.
I just like to be in different locations and try to have my own personal experience. I know that we run ghost tours and we run workshops and we do all this sort of stuff, but when it's my turn to go and sit in the dark, I like to just sit in the dark and listen and sort of put my spidey senses out. Not that I feel that I've really got much in the way of that. Maybe put a few gadgets out, but I actually don't necessarily go down the road of technology. I just like to sit and be in the moment.
And do you feel the presence? Do you actually find that when you're sitting in the dark and you can actually feel a presence? Do you get like a picture or a feeling or?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes what I'll do is I will just start talking and saying what I'm thinking and feeling and being an ass and being funny, and then all of a sudden I find out I'm actually getting hits. That's
wow, yeah.
Interesting for me. So I try to remove my logical mind and let my humor take over. And through that humor, something seems to work. But as soon as I start to go, oh, I'm getting something right, I concentrate, and of course everything stops.
When you say you get hits, for those listening who don't understand what that means, what do you mean?
Validation. So if I am rattling off, like there was a place I went to when I was about 17 and, we're all psyching ourselves out. It was a very old home and I was feeling really threatened in there. I didn't like it and I had no idea why, but there was one room that I went to and I was saying to them, I'm seeing three little old ladies sitting up in that window because it was like a box window. And I said, it's like a shimmery outline. I can sort of see them, but it's in my mind's eye, almost like static. I couldn't actually see them, but I knew that's what I was looking at. And at the time, I just thought, yeah, maybe I've had one vodka too many or Bacardi. And I went home and I spoke to my grandma and I said, oh, there's something really weird happened in that house. I thought I saw three little old ladies sitting in the windowsill. And she said, I used to live across the road from there and there was three sisters and they used to sit in that window all the time.
Wow. Okay.
Good job.
Yeah. And that's when I went, so I'm not a psychic brick?
I can see things. Awesome.
But she's the medium. She's the one that does that. I like pressing buttons, don't I?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
He sounds a bit like me and Michael. Like he always says she's the psychic one, and he pretends to be the skeptic, but he knows and does so much more. And he just doesn't confess like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of pressure in owning some sort of a title. Because when you take on a title, people automatically assume that everything that you say is going to be absolutely correct.
Yes, that is
And
so true. Yes.
and then there's pressure on you to perform, because you have to come up then to a certain standard that says, well, I'm
Right.
supposed to be this psychic. They're all going to be staring at me. They're all going to want me to connect and, say and do all these fantastic things. And heaven help you if you're wrong.
That's right. I actually I've been a psychic for a while, quite a few years now. And I used to never say I'm also a medium. And then I put it out there asking, am I supposed to do mediumship work? And then so a lot of clients in a row would ask me, even though I didn't advertise, if I would connect with one of their loved ones. So I would always say, I can't promise, but I'll do my best. And then I would always get lots and lots of messages, and it would be amazing. And I'd get a lot out of it and learn a lot.
Yeah.
But then it just got stronger and stronger until finally one of my clients said to me, oh my goodness, that was amazing. Are you going to admit you're a medium yet? So I said, all right, I'll put it on, I'll change my title and also add mediumship. And so when I did, it got stronger, it got better, but it took me ages to say it, because I was always nervous that if I said and announced that I was a medium, that I'd feel bad if I didn't get a hit, didn't get the right information for them. So completely resonate with that.
We love interviewing experts from different fields about all things outside the apparent physical realm.
And the one constant is that these phenomena are transmitted through energy.
So we sought out and teamed up with Subtle Energy Science
To bring to you, our listeners,
energetically encoded technology you can use on your phone, laptop, computer, or tablet.
turning your device into a powerful personal quantum energy tool.
We're not the creators, nor are we qualified enough to explain it, but there is a mind-blowing number of scientific studies available on their website.
We get to try the range ourselves so we can give an honest review.
And from September to the start of December, we've got 20% off digital cannabis with promo code MATP-861.
Now, this is not physical cannabis. It's the digital transmitted quantum energy source of cannabis. So you get the stress relief, the anti-inflammatory benefits, even mild euphoria without the negative effects or addiction.
Although from experience, opening multiple files can result in lots of giggles and not getting much done.
Oh boy, let me tell you, there is a whole story. As you probably saw me giving Renata the look. We have this. She works in this little shop called the Witch's Charm in Warners Bay, and she does her tarot card readings in there. And she said there is a certain stigma attached to tarot card readings where they'll say, "Oh, you're just a tarot card reader."
Yeah.
I want to talk to
you just read the card.
I want to talk to my loved ones. And I said, well, why don't you add that you are a psychic and a medium into your blurbs? No, I'm just a tarot reader. Is that right?
How comfortable for you?
It's yeah, absolutely. So, if something comes through, you go, oh, look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Look what I just did. Otherwise, you just sit quietly and you go, I'm not saying a thing because, I'm not getting anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what happens with Renata is she uses the tarot cards as a focus channel to be able to connect to the other side, as well as the cards giving the reading as well. But we do a live tarot show in front of an audience, which is a hoot. There's rubber chickens and ukuleles and God knows what, the chocolate wheel of fate. And let me tell you, this woman's pretty
Sounds
amazing.
pretty normal.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds pretty normal. That sounds like a normal tarot
I'm missing rubber
workshop.
chicken.
Yeah.
Between the knees, no less. So
Half the audience is in shock and the other half is sort of going, what
they're
do they
giggling
say?
hysterically. It's called raising the vibrational energy. That's what it is.
With a rubber chicken.
With a rubber chicken.
Vibrate. Okay.
So we did a show. We do it once a month at this location, and last month she said to a lady that came out for a reading, there's somebody that's traveling at the moment and you need to make contact with them. You need to call them. And she went, oh, okay, yeah, I think I know who that is. She came back to the show last night
Oh.
And she said to us, I have to go on the table, because we do a little bit of seance work in there as well. She said, I have to go onto the table tonight. I have to. Last time you told me I needed to contact someone who was traveling, and my mum and dad were traveling. And she thought that it was going to be something to do with her mother, but 2 days later, her father died. 2 days after Renata said you need to contact the people that are traveling, this lady's father died. But not only that, last night we got the lady back onto the table, and Renata's going, now there's something to do with the caravan. What is it with the caravan? And this lady's just, oh, that's how he died. He was driving his caravan and he drove off into a ditch and had a heart attack and died.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. And we had no idea that's how he passed.
Talk about confirmation.
A bearer of good news. That's what I am.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah.
So now everyone that gets that reading that says you need to contact someone that's traveling, they go, oh my God, they're going to die.
I remember my grandma. She was talking about a nurse when she was in hospital. The hospital had this cat, and the cat would jump up on the bed of someone that was going to die. And I remember we're in the hospital with her. She's like the funniest lady. She lived with us for a year or so. Felt like about 5 years. She was just amazing. And the cat walked in, and the cat looked into the room, and she said, "Get that bloody thing away from me." It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Sure enough, though, the day before, she was there patting the cat. She's like, "Well, looks like it's time."
Wow.
It's like she knew it though. Like she actually knew, which was really interesting and was fine with it. But it was very funny. Every time the cat walked past, she'd yell at it to keep going,
Yeah.
keep walking.
Yeah.
So it's funny how
I'm
sometimes
reading
these
it.
things, yeah. But what an
Yeah.
amazing like confirmation to come through, because there's no way you would have dreamt up a caravan having anything to do with this. So
Yeah.
With your investigations, does the psychic stuff come through as being handy at all?
To confirm, yeah.
It does for me, because I can walk into a place and I'll say to Anne, look, I don't feel anything at the moment. And I mean, that's just to say that there is nothing there tangible that I can connect with. That doesn't necessarily mean there aren't spirits there. They just aren't there for me to be able to connect with them at that given point in time. Whereas in other times I can feel something or say, we've got a friend with us, for example, or there's someone here. So let's see what all this comes to, what the next thing that we can do here is. So sometimes they make themselves known, sometimes they don't. And for me, that's my kind of confirmation to say, yeah, something is absolutely here right now, or we're dealing with a place that may well have spirits in it. They're not reaching out right now. So we need to sit down. We need to ask some questions. We need to go into the history, the story, and what's going on.
So why do you do that? Do you find it's for like to educate and entertain? Do you like to find out the history to see if they need any help? Do you do anything? Are they stuck? Do they need to cross over, or are they just happy hanging out?
We ask questions of the living people, not necessarily the dead people. They'll tell us what they want when the time comes. But it's more than anything to allay the fears of those that are present in the house if we're doing a house investigation. And they are going through some disturbances. For example, last week I had a group of 3 young girls who had moved into a premises, and there were things happening in the house. I hadn't told you yet.
Oh, great. I'm thinking, what?
There were things happening in the house. Their mum had contacted me and said, can you talk to them because there's something going on. They're really scared. And so I just gave them a quick call and I said, look, I'll talk to all of you. And let's just get these fears out.
Because they're feeding into each other.
And then we can sort of talk about some of the things that are happening. And, you know, once I kind of settle you a little bit and tell you some of the things that, you know, we think might be going on, then you can have a think about whether you want to call us in to have a look or not. We're happy to come over and chat with you and see what is sort of going on. But the most important thing is to allay fears. Because people go a lot off what they see on TV and in the movies, and it's so not real.
Exactly.
And then they think, oh my God, you know, a pharaoh has flipped over. Oh my God, the demon's here, you know, and you go, well, probably not, you know, probably not. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah. We do a couple of different types of investigating. So we have the private case where, as Renata was saying, there's people who are in trauma, who want help with something that's going on in their house they don't understand. We do public tours, which are entertainment, but we're also trying to educate as well, through Newcastle Ghost Tours and Oz Paratech, which are our businesses, and also Frightfully Good. So we have like Frightfully Good weekends and Frightfully Good holidays. And then we have where we go to the most haunted locations in the world that we can find, and we'll go live with our beautiful followers and Patreons, and we will try to engage in spirit communication and be there ourselves and have a awesome night to see what sort of activity we get.
What's been the wildest place for you guys so far?
Are we talking about the living or the dead?
We've been to a number of places overseas, and there are, of course, Anne has been to a few more than I have. So you had a pretty good time over in America.
Yeah, I went to America and I got to go to Sedona and Jerome, the Jerome Hotel, and Tombstone, Arizona. And the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, that was great. That was awesome. That was where Stephen King got the inspiration for the Shining, and they also have a pet cemetery right next door, which I was hanging out in midnight in the snow.
Wow!
At midnight in the snow.
Cool. So cool. But we've had been to Norfolk Island a couple of times, and that is a really awesome place to investigate and to explore. So that was really good. Norfolk Island. We've been
evidence that we get through the spirit boxes and electronic voice phenomena and things there were pretty insane.
So why do you ladies, I know you said you don't know the answer, but what do you think, what do you surmise after all your investigations? Why do you think spirits or ghosts tend to stick around? Is it their energy? Are they really there? Are they trying to pass a message on? What do you reckon?
It's a combination of a lot of things.
And I don't think a lot's got to do with spirit.
Yeah. A lot of it has to do with us. A lot of it has to do with the living, and the living keeping a portion of their energetic essence alive. Through need, and there are various different types of need, and so, you know, whatever portion of that is still residing here is fed by that connection with the living person. You know, are ghosts still there when there's no one there? Who knows?
Like a tree falls in the wood and makes anybody hear it.
That's exactly right.
Right. Okay, I get it. That's great.
So, but also, you know, there are spirits that we come across and energies that we come across that are not associated with anyone that is present, living. They just are in a particular site. And I think they are often really exciting and interesting to try and discover what or who they are, because it just seems to be something that is there. And when you connect with it, you can really sense and feel that it is there. And I want to know what it is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is to do with humans and a very vivid imagination and influences and biases and ways they've been brought up and their belief system, and what one person will look at as being an environmental change causing some sort of natural phenomena, that through their eyes they will look at it as paranormal phenomena. I also think that some humans have psi ability, that's the PSI, which is where they are able to manipulate environments with their mind or change outcomes with their mind, or they are picking up psychically on someone else's anxiety within the room and putting that down to a presence being in the room instead. And I think it's mixed wires and confusion. And I think that 99% of what is described as paranormal phenomena is not paranormal phenomena.
I love hearing that from paranormal investigators. That's awesome. That makes sense. That makes so much sense, because there's a consciousness and people don't realize, apologies as a phone ring. People don't realize there's we manifest and create
That's
what we
right.
think about. So it's so powerful at doing that. And that's a topic we talk about on the show all the time. And so you accidentally or on purpose attract what you want and what you don't want. So that makes that would attract.
You are speaking our talk.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes sense. There's one part. Oh, sorry, go.
I was just going to say one of the things that we have discovered that's been the biggest problem with private cases is psychics telling people that they've got attachments or that there's a ghost in the house. It's not even psychics. Sometimes it's their neighbor has come across and gone, oh, I've got a bad feeling about this room. You've got something evil here. You need to sell your house. And then they walk away. And they walk away and leave these poor people going, what the hell?
How many times I have to help people? I have clients like ringing me saying, I'm told by some psychic that I have these negative attachments and entities and horrible things. And I tune in straight away and like, there's nothing. It's just, I bet you they also said they can sell you the cure.
Yes, I've got a nice crystal for that. No, I'm not picking on crystals. I like crystals.
So it's just ego and fear-based. Fear-based is not healthy. So.
Well, we had during our show last night, a lady asked a question just before we were going to do our seance. And the seance is about connecting people with their loved ones in the old-fashioned way, the way the early Victorians used to do it in the mid-1800s. And the first thing she said is, do you use protection? How can I protect myself? And I said,
you guys doing a seance?
Yeah, I said, well, what are you worried is going to come through? This is about our loved ones coming through. You know, dear old Auntie Mabel, who's 85 and, you know, died in a wheelchair. You know, she couldn't hurt a fly. You know.
She had a mean left hook.
What indeed are you worried about that you need to have protection surrounding you in this instance? And I think that there are words that trigger people, and seance is one of them. And you have to understand.
Sort of as negative, so I appreciate their education. Because I've always thought of them as you get told not to do them because you're more likely.
But every time you connect with a loved one, you are doing a seance.
Yes,
that's what you're doing.
Right.
What does the word seance mean?
Seance is a French word for meeting.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
That's what it is, and it's been twisted and turned around into something that can allegedly create some sort of negative portal or whatever, so anyone can come in.
And again,
do you have your front door open 24 hours a day? No, you don't. You close it when you go in. You lock it. You do all of those normal things, and we are talking about people who are relatively intelligent. I mean, we're all relatively intelligent. We all have a brain. We all use it to some capacity. So, it's really disrespecting us as people who are bright and intelligent and use our minds to kind of go, well, you've got to protect yourself because there's all this evil out there. And, it's just going to come straight into your home the moment you sit down at a table.
Okay, having said
No.
that, Ouija boards, right? The beautiful Milton Bradley family game. Yes, I can see like is it a t-shirt in the background, whatever?
No, it's a throw rug.
That's a throw. Love it.
As you do.
I
Yeah,
think we
throw a rug.
balances, so that's good. Good question.
All right. Is this visual, this show, or just audio?
Visual.
This is visual as well.
Oh, okay. Let me show you something.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to read.
Damn,
Well,
I should have worn my makeup.
Well, no. This is great.
beautiful. What are you
This
talking
is
about?
this is a shotgun podcast anyway, so this is fine.
Over there somewhere. I think I'm standing in front of it. Hang on.
It's audio for
This
some
is
people,
great.
but it's okay.
No, that's fine. We can
Up
describe what
the
we
top
think we're
there is
seeing.
my pink Ouija board, and there
Oh,
is
yes.
a whole heap of Ouija boards because I collect the buggers.
Oh, is that just behind the demon there?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You know where the glowing red eyes are?
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah, just next to the golden eyes.
Now I can just see our heads. It's like
So the thing is that there were different methodologies for reaching out to the spirit world
Yes.
prior to the Ouija board. And the
Yes.
Ouija board was this next step, because when you look at what they were doing in the 1800s, which there were other methodologies that are even weirder that, took a whole lot of time. And this was the issue, time. Time was required to get in contact with the spirit world, to make a connection and make these things happen. And of course, we as people don't have a lot of time. So it was about improving that. How can we improve it? How can we make it quicker? So through the generations, people tried to create a way of connecting with the spirit world. They got to table tipping. So the energies of the table would move the table, and you could make the tables tap out letters and all of this sort of stuff. That was going to take forever. And so they went to glass dowsing with the idea of, if we put our finger on a glass, we make it easier for them to talk to us that way. Okay, that's still taking time. Let's construct all the letters of the alphabet. Let's put them around. So instead of going this way or that way and us asking questions and wanting verification, let's just take them to letters. So the letters on a table predated a Ouija board.
yeah.
Some
I'm
smart
sure.
ass just went, let's just put it on a bit of cardboard and sell the bugger.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
do
right.
that and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only time Ouija boards got into trouble was when The Exorcist was released. That's
I
when
love
things
that.
changed.
Mhm.
Because from
It's a bit
that
of fiction.
moment on, the Catholic Church said,
Can't do
put
it.
your Ouija boards away, never use them again.
Mm.
That was the directive.
Yeah.
And from that point on, the Ouija boards got a bad rap from that point. That was only going to be demonic, and you're going to sort of allow the demons to come in. It's still a form of spirit communication. The spirit boxes we use, that's a form of communication.
Yep.
And there would be some people that would say, well, you're doing the wrong thing. You are opening up the portal. You don't know who you're speaking to, all of this sort of stuff.
And I'd just like to add in there, the people who are saying this, what study and knowledge do they
fear-based
have in this field?
Yeah, exactly.
Watching TV.
Everything is intention. So if you have the
yeah.
intention that you're bringing in messages that will be helpful for others and will educate, and maybe to help with connection or healing or whatever it is, you're not going to get negative entities or things to worry about.
But the rationale behind that, though, like you've got to respect the rationale behind it. Like you wouldn't have to be necessarily an expert in the field to have the rationale that if you are making contact with the spirit world, which you can't see, feel, or touch, right? Or you can't feel it. Particularly people that aren't trained in this sort of thing, you actually don't know who you're talking to.
You don't know everyone's intentions.
It's probably more like you don't know what to do when it happens. And that's the thing. It's like anything else. You should do research. You should do training. You should learn from someone who knows what they're doing before you enter into that. And as a blanket statement for most people, the best idea is to say, oh, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Okay, good. So,
unless you're really wanting to go into
But that
the
also
background of
goes
it.
for spirit boxes and
Absolutely.
Sure.
electronic voice recorders, anything. Because if you go in there with the idea of, oh, I've seen the TV shows, I'm going to give this a crack, and you don't realize that there's automatic gain on a digital recorder, that if it's quiet, it's going to start amplifying the noise in the background. So what could be a little cricket just chirping in the background all of a sudden sounds like, I'm going to kill you. And you freak yourself out and you think you've got a demonic attachment, and then you spiral down. So that's where I get concerned, that people who haven't really looked into the technology don't understand the equipment that they're using. They just go out and mimic what someone else is doing.
Type it on TikTok and try to get like lots of views. Yeah.
To be fair, a demonic cricket is bad news too, though, right?
Yeah, that'd be really annoying.
It's the demonic farts that are the really bad ones.
Wow. Okay.
The amount of times that because we use headphones a lot in our experiments that we do, and people forget when they've got headphones on, they think they will let loose quite often, but they forget that we don't have headphones on. We're standing there in the forest and they're listening intently, and you're asking questions of the spirit world, and you hear this, and you're trying to keep a straight face and not drop your professionalism. It's really hard for me.
I'm amazed that's actually something that you have to confront, and perhaps one of the scariest parts of your tours. Back to the Ouija board, though. One of the things that I hear all the time on different investigators and things, they talk about closing it off properly, where you say goodbye or do like 3 laps or whatever. Is this just for show? Like if you walk
There's
away
only
from
one way to do it. There's only one way to do it properly. If you don't do it that one way, you are going to hell following that demon. No.
Is that true?
It's no. we got in trouble in England, didn't we?
Oh, didn't we?
Because we didn't turn the planchette upside down. We're going, what? You didn't turn the planchette upside down. They wanted you to turn it upside down to finish the session. Basically, yes, you do need to finish the session to indicate that you are closing off, but it's your method that is your symbol or your sign to close that session. If mine is just to say thank you to the spirit world, I'm now closing off communications. I thank you for your time, but this ends here now. You must go back to where you came from. That's enough for me. Whereas if someone else goes, no, you need to turn the planchette upside down, I'll say, okay, you turn the planchette upside down. If that's going to make you feel better and make you feel that the session is closed, then do it.
Beautiful.
But don't go off at me.
I love that you say that, because I teach how to learn psychic abilities and things like that too. I mentor, and the main thing I teach is that you don't have to do things exactly a certain way. It's about intention, because there's some people that say it has to be this way, you have to follow these exact rules. That's just ego wanting to follow,
and that's what works for them.
And they
yeah,
that's what works for them. It doesn't mean because intention is so important. So you can do it your own style. You don't have to say the words exactly, otherwise you'll explode or something rubbish like that. So that's really good. So if that made them feel better, I agree. Like that, then you want to change over.
So you can close. You could close it with a fart if that was your.
If that is
method.
your symbol or your sign, say I'm going to finish this session, and then you. Yep, that's it.
Leave anyway. They don't want to smell that.
I promise you that'll clear the room. Yeah, it'll clear the room for everything.
Yeah, no need for sage.
No need for sage. Well,
no sage required.
No sage required.
Plenty of need for sage.
I think I prefer to smell like sage.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, this is going to be a really tricky podcast for people to listen to, because the internet is all over the place and it is jumping around. But I find that when there's like extra psychics in the podcast, this is just what happens. And maybe it's 2 psychics and a paranormal investigator that's screwing this whole thing up.
Well, I've had shocking internet up until today, where I had a technician come in and he went to the node or something and said that there was actually some sort of problem there, and it was rectified. So apparently my internet is fixed. Mick, so I hope it's not me dropping out.
Well, I tell you what, you're showing enough if your node's been rectified. But another thing that's been happening is something's been banging. I'm not kidding, and I'm not playing with you guys. And if you watch any of our podcasts, I don't do this because
What?
Something keeps banging on my window.
Are you going to go and have a look?
Well, I can see it from here. There's nothing here. It's like there's the big plant that's there. It's not really windy, but like it's distracted me a couple of times where I've heard knocks. Now I'm in a 140-year-old Victorian house. Is this something saying hello?
Yeah, say hello to Victor.
Well, this is where we try to get some intelligent communication, and you'll say to them, okay, if there is someone here, can you knock once for yes and twice for no? And then see, and this actually happened to us at the Great Northern Hotel.
Twice for no.
And I
Just
was
like in the movies.
listening to this window and it was rattling. I'm thinking, there's nothing out there. I'm sure there's no wind or anything. And we're 3 floors up. And I just went, is that an entity with me? If that is, can you just knock for me? And I went, bang. I went, okay. Are you a spirit here of the building? If so, knock once for yes, bang. I went, okay. Are you a male? Bang, bang. So no, you're a female. Bang. I went, okay. I started to have this conversation with a banging window.
Cool.
Wow.
I just asked.
Hilarious. And the poor lady outside's just like, can you fucking open the window? I'm 15 stories up and this woman keeps asking me questions. My God. I hope she made it. She probably went to another window, went, this woman's nuts. I'm like banging on the window and you're a woman. I'm like, yes. Are you stuck at the next question should have been, you stuck outside and you need to come inside.
Do you need to use the bathroom?
Ladies, I just wanted to let you know, you have I know you work with a lot of spirits and all that kind of stuff, but between the two of you, and they keep bringing it up, so I have to mention it, otherwise I won't shut up. You have nothing weird. It's a beautiful green energy. And then I'm like, why am I seeing green? Like, are your auras doing something weird in between you two? You have Archangel Raphael in between the two of you.
Hello, Rafi.
Hello.
Hey, Raph.
Welcome to the team.
Nick is shaking his head at us, going, oh, geez, those two. Oh.
Now, does he have a message for us?
Well, I'm like, thinking, because you were talking about protection before, and I thought, well, is that why you have Archangel Raphael there? But he just says he's there for balance, and he looks after both of you, and he brings you together. Like, works with the two of you. It's know that in case you weren't aware of him. There's so bright. So
we have a few members that have identified themselves on our team when we've done table work, and there's a big energy that comes in sometimes who's identified himself as Abraham. And this came in on the world's greatest ghost hunt, where we had to ask 5 questions all around the world at the one time. These questions were asked at a particular point. And we got some really profound answers to the questions. And then at the end, we stayed on the board a bit longer and we asked who it was, and it started to spell it out. And he started to draw this symbol on the table, which was the infinity symbol, like this, because we were saying, who are you the father of, or who are you God of? And it was just infinity, everything. Yeah, there was nothing. And it was that powerful a moment that we actually got tattooed on our arms, the symbol. So, yeah,
it was a profound moment.
That's incredible. I'm sorry to shift the conversation, unless Raphael's got something to say.
No, he just wanted to let them know. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Raph. We got visitors. So with that, so with the table and work on the table, because there's certain things that people put across with the paranormal investigator stuff that I'm sure is just bullshit, and you watch it and you just go, yeah, particularly the ones where you're listening to the radio and words come through, and then they write up on the screen, particularly the YouTube ones, and they say like "get out," and what it was you're like, that could have been "get out," or it could have been yeah, or it could have been anything. Which ones do you go to that are like So like with that infinity sign, which ones do you go to where it's just like really clear, strong, powerful communication each time that you can't question is just BS compared to stuff that's like,
I think everyone is so hung up on providing content at the moment that, especially with the spirit box type of stuff, you know,
Yes.
the moment you see those words on the screen, you can't hear anything else.
Yeah. Programs your mind to hear that.
So, you know,
Yes, exactly. I was watching one the other day with my fiance.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think
Sorry,
he said that, but now
can
I
you-
can't.
I can't,
unhear that.
yeah,
Can
I
you-
can't unhear it. And
So I was going to say, can you repeat that? Because that all muffled, which is
Oh.
hilarious because that's what we're actually talking about. Great demonstration. I should just put words up there. No, I think Michael Hearn is a fantastic
You have
human
to add
being.
words
It's
to
like,
it.
I swear that's what they said. You can't hear it any different. You know what? Just move
Yeah.
on. That's enough. Yeah, cool.
content is king at the moment, and you find a lot of people really pushing content, and they have to have something that occurs within the episode, whether it is content creators on YouTube or TikTok, or people who have got a whole plethora of production crew or whatever it might be. There has to be something that, you know, proves that they are good. And we've had that comment thrown at us. We have had people that have come onto a program that we have taken part in, and because we've walked away at certain times going, we didn't get anything there, they've said to us, you need to go and watch Ghost Adventures because they're real ghost hunters and they know how to
You'll
do
get
it
some
properly.
tips.
You'll get some
Yeah.
tips on how to do
Wow.
I
it.
bet. Yeah.
So the keyboard warriors come out and it puts pressure on the people giving out the content, so then they want to do well.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like the
So-
comments, and it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a little bit poo in the punch bowl as well? Because I'm sure some of these people doing the paranormal investigators do find stuff, but then they fill it with stuff that's kind of bullshit to kind of pick up the story. Or do you think some aren't even finding anything? They're just
Well,
doing
all you
whatever
have to watch is how this has all progressed over the last 10 years.
Okay.
And you find that the type of content that is being put out now is not at all the same as was being put out 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Over the last 12 to 24 months, it's all become demonic. Every single program has the word demon in the title of it.
It sells. Yeah.
And it's like nothing else will get bums on seats and eyes on the screen if it's not something really scary.
Poor grandma.
And you go, this is so unfair to the spirit world. It's so unfair to people who are really having issues. And for us, the spirit world is just as important as the living people. We want to take care of them. We want them to be respected and honored for the stories that they are sharing when they come out and they share, because it takes a lot for them to come out and share. So, you know, we want to take care of them as well as the living people. And I think all this trend is doing a disservice to what we could be doing.
And everybody is trying to outdo each other. And I think this is what happened in the Victorian seance era as well with the physical mediums, is that they were having phenomena which was astounding. But then somebody else has to try and outdo that to get bums on seats in their seance. And so that's when trickery started to come in. And as soon as trickery starts coming in, then the other person goes, well, I'm going to have to amp it up so I can get better audiences now. And
the Tour de France.
Snowballs.
Yeah.
And this is where we've gone back to the basics, and we're making our journey about the two of us traveling and the experiences we're having along the way, not necessarily all about the paranormal, but about the friendships and the fuck ups and the accidents and all that sort of stuff happening. And people are enjoying the new take on being a paranormal investigator, even if Isaac Butterfield does call us the ghost grannies. We're trying to keep it real.
Like, seriously.
No
Jeez.
good.
Well, that was better than paranormal pensioner.
Oh my God.
Oh, we get some really great feedback from people who watch.
Yes, we there was one because we love getting.
Have you got the t-shirt?
Oh, I do actually. I can go get the t-shirt. Do you want to tell them the story behind
the
it?
other day you were
T-shirt,
talking
mate.
about haters. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got some haters. You
I
guys
love
have
your
really made it
Ghostbuster
if you've got
t-shirt.
haters.
Cool. I watched you was it on Sunrise or one of those shows. I saw you interview. You're wearing your Ghostbuster t-shirts. That was cool.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like they know no other song other than the Ghostbusters theme, and you go, oh, that.
oh,
old
but that's
thing."
commercial. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
commercial
you
TV. Love it.
just
Yeah.
investigate and find stuff out. But anyway.
Yeah, you've got to have a thick skin to be in this business. It's not easy because in most cases you also have that overarching view by some people that you can't. This can't be a business, and you can't charge, and they're all gifts,
yes.
and
It's all for free.
yeah,
We don't
and,
have
and it should all be for free and all of that, and you kind of go, but who's going to pay my bills? While I'm
Exactly.
here doing this for you, who's putting food in my fridge? Who's paying my
Why do they
electricity bill?
And how else can an elderly lesbian, elderly
Sorry,
lesbian agents of the Antichrist?
Yeah.
What's the story behind that T-shirt you've got, please?
We love trolls. Trolls cannot win against us because we are so passive aggressive and we just laugh every time we get a troll.
I love that. The best
Sorry,
comment.
post-COVID. So we had one on Isaac's show where one of the comments, because we were in a tunnel where it was supposed to be Satan worshippers in there, which, it's all, they've got no idea what Satanism is. But anyway, that we were trying to get some sort of reaction happening in there. So we said to Isaac, because, it's a show, we're also going to try and provide entertainment and push the boundaries, and we wanted him to say the Our Father backwards, which of course we knew would cause an uproar. And he refused to do it. He refused to do it, which we knew he would do, and we got called the agents of the Antichrist from that. Then we got on to another episode where we do our tarot show, because at 8:30 on a Thursday night we always do our tarot show.
Beautiful.
And there was Tarot Destroyer got on there and started quoting the Bible at us, which we just that's so much joy.
Oh, you didn't melt?
No,
Not this week.
You gotta love the Old Testament.
No, we spat acid at them. Then her friend came on and started to call us elderly lesbians. So we decided that we'd just get T-shirts made up called Elderly Lesbians, Agents of the Antichrist.
Beautiful.
We're never going to wear them in public because it looks like we're saying that elderly lesbians are the agents of the Antichrist.
Exactly. Exactly.
Only our people know.
No, this is great. You can wear that T-shirt anywhere in America because people will either go, oh, cool, they'll see the irony in it. And if you walk through like the Bible Belt, they'll be like, yeah, that's right. Too many of these elderly lesbians cruising around. I reckon they are agents of the Antichrist. Damn those lesbians.
We'd die.
Double entendre.
Congratulations on your relationship. I didn't realize you guys were together. But,
yeah, we didn't realize it either. Thank you.
Have to do with being an agent of the Antichrist. Anyway.
My husband just says, "Can I watch?"
Yeah.
Yep. And can I film it?
We might actually get more than 100 views on YouTube. Yay! This is the problem, though, is that we are trying to stick to our guns and stick to our truth, but because of that, we don't get the numbers of views. We've got a very loyal army of supporters, but we're not cracking the views at those ones that are finding demons and witches in every nook and granny.
Well,
Nook and granny.
I think if you're looking into Granny's nooks, we're
on the wrong show.
No, your OnlyFans is going to blow up.
Yeah.
And,
right?
This is great.
We think we've found our niche.
Yeah.
We actually think we've found a niche in
let's not go.
We were going to do toes, foot sort of stuff, granny foot stuff, or we might read some porn magazines or something. Romantic porn novels.
Australian accent, and I know Americans love listening to Australians read, so you could just read
we'll reenact the
Can you
porn
guys
stories. I think we've got
haunted porn.
Haunted porn.
Stay
on genre.
Haunted porn at midnight.
What about dirty tarot cards? Could you make up some dirty oracle
Oh, we've got a
cards?
packet of those.
We've created
We've
our
created
own.
a packet of tarot cards.
Oh,
I
hang
don't-
on, hang on.
You guys
Oracle
are blowing
cards.
up.
I want dirty tarot cards. That's
I don't-
okay.
We created a deck of oracle cards that are just a little bit fresh. Yeah.
Oh my
Fresh.
gosh.
Okay. We like,
We
we
get-
like fresh.
I
So
felt
you,
like this
you
was
need to
gonna
ask
be
us
fun,
a
but-
question. You
Yeah.
need to
Yes.
ask us a question.
Okay. All right. This is
Oh,
good.
I need to be able to hear the question. Hang on.
Okay.
All right, I'm on.
And we probably have to finish with this because you guys have actually got a,
Oh, you gotta
a
go.
show to
Yes.
do.
I know, sorry,
I know.
guys.
So
No,
this
no,
is
not at all.
this is our tarot deck.
Okay. And
Right.
it says here.
Rightfully good.
Frightfully good
Yep.
oracle cards. Very good.
Yeah.
On brand.
Okay.
On
Good
brand.
oral cards.
I don't know. I
Oracle-
feel like the elderly lesbians, agents of the Antichrist, is a better brand, but that's cool. That's cool. You do your own thing.
We do want to
Oh,
sell
not that
them.
card. That's
We
a
want to
demonic
sell
one.
them. Right.
Yeah, good. That one
Money-
needed to go.
Okay.
Um,
I feel like I need
Question.
to change my
Up to-
space to ask a freaking question.
Optimistic Xavier, can you please do
Oh,
the
I
question
like
for me?
it. Well,
Oh, you're
okay,
good at this. You're
You wanna-
Lulu.
do you want an open-ended question or a yes or no question? How do the decks? How do
That's
the
not the question they're
open-ended.
after.
Open-ended.
It doesn't matter. You can ask any question except what are the lotto numbers. I can't do that from
Okay.
here. Now, just before we start this, I have to preface by saying I make shit up. I don't actually read it. So go on.
Awesome. Will I get lucky tonight?
All right.
Or how will I get lucky tonight? Because it's not.
Oh,
on
well,
the
you've just
open-
changed the bloody
Well, you
question.
said no, yes or no question.
All right. I've got the
figure out
answer.
something.
I've got the
Okay.
answer. So something about a brute. Yeah, you need a brute tonight or you're wanting to know how to get one. All right. So the card is coming up as stop telling yourself the same old story. If things aren't working out the way you want them to, then do something about it. So if you're going to stick to doing the same old thing over and over and not go outside and not do anything and not actually look for a route, you're not going to bloody get one. Okay?
I have a
Yes, she got a
fiance.
partner. She got a partner.
I hope the kids are
where
gone
is
to
he?
bed. I hope
All
the
right.
kids are gone to bed. Wow.
All right.
All you have to do is go, honey, and you're, hey, I'm in. Right, Renata, your turn.
Oh, all right.
You read something for Michael.
Oh, jeepers. Mine's
Maybe-
not going to be the same. Okay, I'm
He
going
wants
to ask.
the route tonight too.
Well,
Nah,
you know.
nah. I've been married a long time. That's fine. I'm thinking.
I'm not going there. I have
I
to.
feel, yeah. My poor wife. That's okay. I'm going to ask a question.
you know.
Do I need to make contact with someone in this house?
Ooh.
Oh yes, he's in a 140-year-old house. Good question.
Oh. Well, this one says it's okay to sometimes want to head back to bed and hide under the covers. Take time
Okay.
out and listen to your heart. So
Hide
you-
under the covers. Is that a threat?
Yes,
Is that a
they're coming
threat?
for you.
That's a threat.
No, you've got to go and do some
Threat?
Dutch ovens underneath the covers, which will fumigate any ghosts that you have in your bedroom. Because let's face it, you don't want the spirit world in your bedroom watching what's going on in there.
No,
Right.
they'd be bored. They'd left. They would have left by now. They'd be like,
Liar, you're still a
"Oh, they're
liar.
sleeping."
But I mean, we've got cards like step into their shoes for a second and look through their eyes. Throw your
Ooh.
head back, spit into the wind, and show them what you've got. This one's a good one. Fuck me, you're. This one says, "Fuck me, you're stubborn. Give in a bit, will you?" So, yeah, it's hard to see with
Great.
the light there.
I love.
That's a
Yeah,
great
that
card.
actually says
Yeah.
that. No, this is beautiful.
Like a mantra.
So these cards are obviously sold in Coles stores and Christian bookshops around the country.
absolutely.
Next to Doreen Virtue's Jesus cards.
Yeah,
Mate, I used to, yeah, she's just calling all Jesus.
Oh,
that's
let's
a
not
lot
talk
of
about
people
it.
triggered it. There's a lot of people triggered at the moment.
Her name
You're welcome.
Let's not talk about that.
now.
We can start with the Warrens as well and trigger a few people there as well.
Oh.
Apparently all her cards are demonic now. She's trying to get them off the shelves.
Except the
because she-
Jesus ones.
Except the Jesus ones, because she thinks
Yes, she's got
she's
Jesus Oracle cards now. I'm not joking.
I'm surprised.
I love it.
But
Yeah,
you can buy those cards
Look,
from
the Jesus cards weren't selling well.
No.
I think she'll be back.
she'd exhausted it, so she
I
had
think
to
she'll
go
be
for
back.
something fresh.
She'll be
But you
right.
can buy those
Right.
cards from us on frightfullygood.com.
Love it.
Ladies, before you go, I'm getting harassed by my fiance who's been watching videos about spirit boxes.
Oh,
and he
she's after a root, by the way.
Yeah, she's up for a route,
has- You hear
Daniel.
that, honey? This is all right. He's up for it. Oh, good.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know what he's asking me about the spirit box. He's really interested in spirit boxes, and he would really love to know how they work. Like because we watched a video, and there was he had a spirit box, and he was he's not sure. He was thinking about getting one himself, and he's curious about.
Well, you can buy them from ozparatech.com. Plug. Okay,
Good plug.
so there is a couple of ways that they work. Firstly, when they're scanning and it's making noise, the spirits are either choosing words from the radio frequencies, from the DJs, from the TV, from the radio, whatever it is that's coming into the spirit box to path.
Yeah.
You've got to get an intelligent response to know that you've got a good connection. The second way is that they use that white noise and the chaos of sound like putty to form words because they don't have a voice box. My personal belief and the way we use the spirit boxes, we put people on headphones. Their only job is to call out any words they hear coming through that spirit box.
Mm.
People on the outside of that cannot hear with that power of suggestion. So we always use the example at the jail of what cell number are you in. We're all listening to it, and they'll all hear noises as a number because the cells are numbered. And like they might hear 4. And I said, all right. Now, if I'd asked the question, are you rich or poor? You would have heard that as poor because it's a suggestible thing. So by having the headphones on and they're only calling out what they hear coming through that spirit box, I think the spirit world takes that as an opportunity to say, hey, they're open to hearing our voices. They're ready to get a message from us. We'll talk to them telepathically. So they think they're getting a message coming through the spirit box.
Yes.
They're saying the words. All of a sudden, we've got an intelligent connection where we're getting back and forth answers, and they're actually channeling.
Yep, that makes sense.
So
great.
that's like
Thank
an
you so
oracle card thing.
Yeah.
It's like reading oracle cards, but through
Yeah, kind
the
of.
spirit
Yeah,
box.
yeah. So
I
you're
like that telepathy thing. Like that makes more sense because that's how they have to dumb it down for us.
Yeah.
So
basically. And they can't get much in the way of full sentences out. It takes a lot of energy to be able to get what they do get out. But if you're asking very specific questions like, what forest did you bury the bodies in, Ivan? And they say Belangolo, you go, holy hell, that is something that is going on there.
Yeah. Okay. That's less tarot.
that's great. So
There's
yeah,
less
you gotta make sure you
interpretation
have
there.
the great intention and a good setup because otherwise you're going to get mixed messages and you're just going to play on it.
And people want to get a message through and they will start to bend it because that's their ego, as you like to say. It's their ego wanting to show that they're good ghost hunters and they can get a good connection because they're special. We call it the special syndrome.
Yeah, sure. Different kind of special. Makes sense. Awesome.
We tend to bring it back. Like we'll ask a question, and if they wander off and they're saying different things that don't make sense, we'll repeat the question. We'll say, now come on, we need you to answer this question for us. I'm going to ask it again. Can you answer this question? And we sort of wait until we get some sort of decent connection. So we
and sometimes we don't get it.
Sometimes
because they're learning too. It's a skill, I think, for them to learn to channel their energy and go through. Like it'll be denser energy coming back through to where our level. So it'll be a challenge for them.
And we find, because I always do this experiment in A Wing in Maitland Jail, and these guys have learned how to use this, and it doesn't take long for them to get back into it. And almost every time it's slut, bitch, whore. It's not us saying those words, it's the ghosts. And you think of prison. It's a prison. They don't speak nicely.
Maybe not have manners. Yeah.
But it's actually become almost a term of endearment. If I hear slut, I go, oh, thank you, boys, because I know that they recognise me.
Oh, you guys are just saying that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love that. Awesome. This is so much fun. My face hurts from laughing. Good job.
But it was a lot of fun having you on the show. I'll wrap it up because you guys won't. It was a lot of
'cause
fun
you gotta
having
go
you on
on
the show. Really look forward to chatting with you guys again sometime.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of people that have talked about some spirits and things that they've seen. So maybe we can do like a show from somewhere spooky and have you guys on to help us out and our listeners.
Oh, we'll fly down to
Melbourne.
Melbourne and hang out with you in a spooky location. How's that?
How about that?
Awesome. We got a few down here. This is fine.
Great. I love to practice with Renata and tune in to see if I can confirm and deny anything that's going on. I'm really curious about that. because
That
I
would be
haven't done
awesome.
much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I'll bring the batteries.
And yeah, that sounds good. We're not talking about the rubber chicken between the legs again, are we? Or
No.
Possibly.
It feels good.
I wasn't sure if this was an elderly lesbian thing. So
I
didn't
can
want to
bring
get
it
involved.
with
No
me if
judgment.
you want me to.
No judgment.
These days, you don't need batteries. It's fine.
What you guys do in your relationship is completely up to you. There's no judgment on the show. But look, that would be great. Maybe we can go to Beechworth or something. We'll go.
Oh, I'd love that. We've not been to Beechworth. That would be cool.
Yeah,
It's a date.
we'll do Beechworth. Sounds good. Thank you so much. We'll have your details in the show notes as well, so people
Yes.
can get in touch with you and check out your website and definitely listen to your show. And it's a lot of fun. Sounds good.
They need
All right,
some
thanks.
confirmation as well with their own houses. They can come and connect with you.
Yeah, and thanks for
Absolutely.
having us on. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it. And I'm sorry about the absolute duck up tonight.
That's
I
right.
was very tired when I got home and had no idea what that email was talking about. But we've got it done. Yay!
It sounds good.
That was great.
Sounds good.
We
My
missed
next
it.
email will be in Sanskrit. Good luck. All right.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
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 That's it for another episode. Thanks to our major supporter, Subtle Energy Sciences. Click the link in the show notes to access their full product range of quantum healing technology.
We're blown away by this technology and are so excited to share it with you.
And of course, we really want to hear from you.
Please leave your comments on our YouTube channel, or for those podcast listeners, you can email us at mickandthepsychic@gmail.com to leave your feedback or questions.
I'm a certified hypnotherapist and timeline regression therapist. If you wish to contact me to explore the source of an issue you're facing, just book a session at hernhypnosis.com and include the promo code MATP for 10% off. You can contact me on Insta and Facebook at hernhypnosis.
Check out my website at optimisticxavier.com.au if you feel you'd like to connect with me as a psychic medium, spiritual mentor, or intuitive coach. Include the promo code MATP for 10% discount. You can also find me on Insta, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
We look forward to connecting with you again next time as we attempt to leave no stone unturned.
Bye.
All right, cool. I reckon that should be okay.